Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you all so very much for joining me for this week's Astrology Dice reading. I so greatly appreciate you all for being here, whether you're new or returning. But if you are new, my name is Jeanette. Hello, hello. Okay, I do apologize for having to pop off the last 2 weekends. I'm so sorry. My husband went on vacation from work. Obviously, my kids are home for the summer, so it just kind of made sense for me to take some time off and do some family things. So I know you guys understand, and I appreciate your love and support so much. Right back at you. Okay, so into the reading here. Wow, we do have a lot to cover. This is for July 20th through the 26th, okay? So keep that in mind. Let me bust out my notes here. Okay. So from today, running all the way to September 4th. By the way, loves, feel free to skip ahead if you just want to get these dice rolling. I'll go ahead and link the timestamp in the description box below, so you can just skip ahead to these dice flying if that's what you wish, okay? But I am going to touch on these aspects. There is a lot to cover. So thank you for your patience. I appreciate you, and I realize this is not incredibly visually entertaining just yet, so thank you for your patience. All right, so back to it. Mars enters Gemini as of today, and it runs from now until September 4th. Ooh, my phone just went off. Spirit confirmation. So Mars entering Gemini, yes. There's going to be this like burst, right? Mars is very action based. There's going to be like this burst of intellectual knowledge or this quest for knowledge. We're going to be very invigorated mentally. There's going to be like a curiosity, a flowing of ideas, a lot of good combos too to be had. But it is Mars, and Mars is the planet of war, conflict, and controversy. So keep that in mind as well. Working in Gemini energy, there could be some gossip going on. Remember, there's always two sides to every story, loves, okay? You could be feeling a little restless on this day as well. That would be today. So you could be feeling a little bit restless today, but be leery of how you speak. Right? We don't want to cause controversy for no reason while we're spreading all of this curiosity and these ideas and this quest for knowledge, right? Okay, so on the 21st, we have our second full moon in Capricorn for this year, which is really cool that we're getting. It almost feels like a do-over. So if there's anything that was lingering, any projects potentially, anything like feelings wise, whatever's lingering maybe from the last go around, the last full moon in Capricorn, which was on June 21st. So about a month back, is there anything still lingering? Because you get kind of this redo sort of energy where we get a second chance to sort of wrap those projects up or wrap up those loose ends, okay? But there's a lot of reflection here, reflecting on our successes and our growth that comes from this full moon in Cap as well. Now this is where it gets a little complicated because full moon in Capricorn is not the only thing happening on the 21st on Sunday, okay? There's a lot there's a lot of stuff going on planetarily. There's sextiles, there's trines, there's squares, there's all sorts of stuff, and it gets really, really complicated. And it's all happening on the 21st. So the gist of it and how I am kind of seeing this energy, it feels like kind of egoic. Egos are going to be running high, I think. And even though there's like this desire to mingle, this desire to be involved, it's almost like we might want to be careful of how we tread because of those egos, right? There's likely to be a potential bruising of the ego for somebody during this time. Okay, because people are going to be a little bit triggered, they're going to be a little bit sensitive, and that energy is going to linger throughout the week, okay? Remember, your words have weight, so just keep that in mind as you are out there interacting with your fellow man, okay? Okay, so speeding ahead on the 22nd, love, the sun enters Leo. So I do want to say a very happy final birthday to my Cancers. I sure hope that this season was amazing for you and prosperous and beautiful, you guys. Well, for all of us, but particularly for my birthdays, for my Cancers. Moving on into Leo season, the first of many, happy birthday to my Leos. Now, I love Leo season. I read somewhere it's main character energy, and that was like, oh my God, that hit me so nice. That was so perfect. So we are going to be in main character energy for Leo season. Obviously, that's the epitome of Leo season, and it's one of the beauties of it. So please enjoy yourself, you guys. Okay, so that's on the 22nd. Coming the 25th, we have Mercury entering Virgo. Now, Mercury is at home in Virgo, which is really great. So this is going to kind of put us into a better alignment. We're going to be like on our shit, yo. We're going to be on our tasks. We're going to be managing our time, our money, our resources. It's going to be primo. We're going to be very sharp in the mind, and we're going to have a lot of energy to keep up with things. But keep in mind that Mercury is set to go retrograde. Um, we are in the we're in the pre-shadow phase. So for about 3 weeks before Mercury goes retrograde here in Virgo, I believe, um, it's going to hit August 4th. But that 3 week period before that is called the pre-shadow phase. And things are slipping into some gunky territory, right? Slipping. So be mindful. I'm just saying we're going to feel really great first, and it's going to start to slowly shift as we prepare for Mercury to go retrograde. All right. And finally, our last point of conversation here is on July 26th, we have Chiron going retrograde in Aries. So, for those of you who are not familiar with Chiron, Chiron is a comet, okay, a rather large comet, could be considered, some do consider it a mini planet or a minor planet, whatever words you want to use there. But Chiron is known in the astrology world as the wounded healer. It symbolizes vulnerability, emotional scars and traumas, but mostly turning that pain into power and here into knowledge as well, okay? And with these with these like egos and the shadow stuff coming up and this potential bruising of egos, I feel we do have a possibility. There's a high probability of our kind of like wounded inner child coming out. You know, as we're doing some reflecting for those who don't take accountability, for those who are not quite ready to expand, um, they might have a little more of a rough time on the 26th with Chiron going retrograde in Aries because it brings up all of this emotion and these emotional scars and traumas. And yeah, not everybody is prepared emotionally to handle that level of inner reflection just yet, is kind of what I'm feeling. So be kind to yourself, be kind to others, especially on that day, and remember to be humble, right? Because we're all going to be going through some very deep inner woundings, okay, and dealing with some inner child stuff. So if that resurfaces for you, just remember to kind of acknowledge it, see it for what it is, and just note that there's still pain there. But because there's still pain there, it means that you have a hidden, untapped power that you could also grab a hold of, love. So it's kind of like a superpower. So keep that in mind here as well. Is that it? Yes. Awesome. Okay, so that wraps up the astrology for the week. I used to explain the board. I'm not going to be doing that any longer. For those of you who are interested in knowing exactly what we're looking at here, leave me a comment in the links below, or in the comment section below, and I'll reply for sure. I'll let you know what we got. But I don't want to waste any time. We're just going to jump right into it. Let's get these bad boys out of the way, y'all. We're going to start off with our alphabet dice. Give me 1 second. I'm going to zen and center myself here. Okay, here we go. Starting off with our alphabet dice, we're going to get our 3 letters for the week. Please let me know if these pertain to you in any way. They can pertain to you for an individual level, or they could pertain to all of us as a collective. Let's see if we get any words or vibes. What do we have, Spirit? We have C. I honestly heard C, I told you. See, I told you. Okay, so we got the letter C. We've got T. Okay, let's see what we have here. Woo! And a D. C, T, D. Not making any words out of that, obviously, at least not in the English language. But it kind of is funny that I heard that. See, I told you. So with this egoic stuff, just be careful that you're not throwing something back in somebody's face is kind of what I feel from that. Okay. Now let's start our dice reading. Seriously, what do we have? What do you have for us for the week of July 20th? For July 26th, 2024, please. What's the collective message? What do you have? Okay, so, whoa. Excuse me, I don't know why that just hit me right in the chest. Okay, so we've got Cancer here, Cancerian energy, landing on the Chariot, which is Cancerian energy, and tipping the Lovers there. We have Jupiter here landing on about 8-9 of fire. 8-9 of fire for Jupiter, okay? And we have the 8th house here landing on the Empress / High Priestess. Okay, let me soak this up here. Okay, so let's call out the energies. We have obviously Cancer, and we have Gemini with the Lovers, right? We have 8th house energy belonging to Scorpio, and we have the High Priestess here with the Empress, Libra and Taurus energy, a bit of Scorpio in that as well. Here we have Jupiter, which rules over Sagittarius. Okay, so those are our energies. Now, Jupiter is about expansion, but I'm feeling a lot of resistance here. With Jupiter coming on the 8-9 of fire here, it's like we're being called to take some type of expansive action, maybe even dive into ourselves, right? Dive into what we know, maybe even share what we know. But there's some sort of resistance with it. With the 8, we would want to go forward and naturally have a conversation, naturally take action. But with the 9, we feel reserved. So this could waver between groups of people where some of you are feeling reserved, some of us are feeling more open to experience, more open to learning here. So yeah, again with those egos that are playing out throughout this week, there's this call for expansion. I want to say not only of the mind, but also of experience as well. But there's also this resistance to it. Something here needs to transform with the 8th house energy. 8th house is about births, deaths, cycles, money, power, sex, deep, intense emotion in the 8th house and in Scorpio. But there's something here about letting something work for you or making your knowledge work for you. Going back to that pain into power, we have to allow things to die. So this taking place in our 8th house, something is big and it's intense and emotional, but if we can transform that energy, we're kissing here between two of the most beautiful feminine energies. No, I dare say the most, thank you, Spirit, the most beautiful energies that the tarot has to offer with the Empress and the High Priestess. Speaking to our intuitions, our femininity, our caring nature, right? The Empress has an abundance. With these two tied in essence like this between this 8th house, it's really clear that somebody has to rise into their power, into their intuition to create abundance. And it feels like bestow that upon others as well. So there's an expansion here of adventure, an expansion of mind and philosophy, but that requires us to allow old to die. You feel me? We have to allow ourselves to go forward. Cancerian energy. Oh, Cancer, we are still here for the next couple of days in your beautiful energy. Cancerian energy is soft and kind, but very protective of thyself, right? Motherly energy is all over this reading. I gotta throw that out there with the Empress, the High Priestess, and Cancer coming on the board. I really feel that a nurturing, kind, loving touch is needed this week. Especially for those that we care for. We may need to think about people differently, think about where we've been differently. That reflection as well with the full moon in Capricorn, right? The reflection on our successes and our growth specifically. And here I feel it's all very emotional. And if we allow that to happen, we come into an alignment. See, we have the Chariot, which is success, it's going forward. Suddenly we get past these humps. I'm getting a vision of, thank you, Spirit, of us like we've been trucking up the hill, and we reach that plateau, and now, boom, we're going to zoom off and catch momentum, whether that's you personally as an individual or us as a collective, although it does feel quite collective. But we're going to have this picking up of the pace. With the Lovers, that's Gemini energy, that's twin flame soulmate energy, that's alignment. That's the balance between the masculine and the feminine. Oh, yes, but the freedom of choice. Thank you, Spirit. Yes. So it's all of those beautiful things, and it's all very gorgeous and luxurious is kind of how I feel with this Lovers card right now. But it also requires us to make that choice. Make a choice to live in the heart. Make a choice to care about our fellow man. Make a choice to think outside the box. Nobody likes to hear this, but there's absolutely a possibility that you could be wrong. But we would never know if we don't see what else is out there, if we don't expand. I'm also getting with this the travel aspect and the adventure aspect that Jupiter has to offer. And culturally speaking, something about if we're ignorant to other cultures and other ways of life, if we've never been to those lands, if we've never seen or heard the stories of the people that live there, then we're missing out on valuable experience and knowledge. But we're also missing out on a grand expansion of self and of mind, because we have an opportunity to now listen and learn. It's all very intuitive, it's all very emotional, and it's all very beautiful. And I wanted to say as well, it's all very necessary. You know, with the 8th house and the transformations, these are deep, big transformations of one's personal experience and life journey, and ours as a collective as well. I heard collective. Thank you, Spirit. Absolutely. And there's a need here to break cycles. I also want to point out we're sitting in 8th house energy. That's Scorpio. We go from the 8th into the 9th, right? 9th house is the next, and that's what rules, what Jupiter rules over here. So we're being asked to go forward rather than regress. And we're being asked to make the choice to love, to make the choice to love, even if our hearts have been broken in the past. Make the choice to go forward is literally what I'm getting out of this. Don't resist, because again, with this resistance, we can absolutely get stuck in those feelers of the Cancerian energy, and we can block ourselves and lock ourselves away, lock our hearts away. And if we lock our hearts away, we'll never experience true love. If we lock our friendship away, we'll never have a real best friend. You feel me? So there's a part here of opening back up again for the experience. And oh, I heard because I can. Damn right, because you can, baby. Because you can. You are no longer that wounded warrior. You now can be a wounded healer, like Chiron, or a healer that was wounded in the past but is healed now. You feel me? There is a huge difference. Huge difference. And in fact, I dare say it would take a certain amount of wounding to have enough knowledge to pass that on when you are healed. You feel me? But if we resist at every turn, if we become egoic, if we hide away, if we block our heart, if we decide to never learn to love, then we will never love. So there has to be a grand transformation in the way that we operate, I want to say, as a collective. But it starts with the individual, right? Think like day to day. Okay, customer service is coming to my mind if you've never worked customer service. I highly recommend, especially when you're young, work in customer service, because that's going to teach you how to treat people. And then when you go to places where customer service is required, you can just read that beautiful soul's face that they're having a bad day, or that it's just they've been attacked brutally all day long. Be that beautiful beacon of light to them. Be kind. Be what you would want to see, you know? Think from the heart. Think from your highest self. Transform your personal pain into your power and allow kindness to penetrate no matter what, and pass that on. With the Chariot, go forward, pass that on. You feel me? And I feel like that's going to not only help everyone have a better week, but you know how kindness spreads, you know? Just one thing that somebody does, just one hello, one genuine act of kindness, one nice person can really change the course of anything and potentially everything. So I implore you to be that beacon this week to your fellow man. Be kind, be open, be sincere, and be the change. Oh my God, I wanted to say be the change, love. Be the change that you wish to see. And if you're resisting, if you feel egoic, if you feel like you're having a hard time getting past some things, allow your fellow man to penetrate your aura. You know what I mean? In a good way. Allow yourself to be enlightened by love and kindness. Maybe you're going to be on the opposite end and the receiving end of that, right? And it absolutely goes both ways. Today I could be your legs to carry you, but tomorrow I will need you to carry me. You feel me? And that's why we live in a society. That's why we have homes and families, and why there's love to begin with. And so this week is a week to expand your knowledge, let go of that hurt, turn that hurt into your power, and shed that beautiful light upon others, baby. Make that choice. Take back your freedom of choice to be kind anyway, to love anyway. Be the light in someone's life. And I feel like I can almost guarantee that that's going to bring you abundance and blessings, because there's literally no way that it can't. That's just the way that the universe works. For those of you who believe in karma, being the way that people say karma is, I personally don't. I have my own views on karma. Um, but it's all very like karmatic. You know what I mean? You give good, you get good, that kind of thing, right? So be the change, baby. Be the change and have a great week, you guys. Yay, that was a beautiful message. I'm so excited. I'm very excited for this week. I think we can handle this. I think we got this, loves. Just remember all that was said. Remember to hold your own. Live in your power and transmute that pain into your power, darling. Take that beautiful light and spread it around, like sprinkle it like fairy dust on the collective, darling. You got this. All right, baby. So I hope that helps you guys. I hope it helps you have a great week and gain some clarity. And I hope you do have a great week. And let me know in the comments below how this all resonates for you, how it plays out for you, if you're feeling this energy yet. Where you at? How you feeling? And don't forget to like, share, comment, or subscribe if you vibe. Every little bit or anything that you're willing to do really helps the channel to grow, you guys. So thank you so much. Have a great week, and until I see you next time, peace, love, and light to you always, darlings.